Welcome back, folks, to Mouster House Campers. And what have we today? Little surprise, another Autosleeper, my favourite motorhome of all time, built to last, quality craftsmanship. These hold the money, expensive to buy second hand, but admittedly they do hold their money. Best things in life don't come cheap. Alloy wheels. So this is based on the Ford Transit 2.5 DI, which stands for direct injection. This is the non-turbo version, what they call the banana engine. You won't be winning any races in this, but it'll happily cruise at motorway speed limit all day long, and this engine will last forever. All you need to do is change the oil and filter every 12,000 miles, timing belt, and you can't go wrong. Incidentally, it has got full service history, and wait for it, it's had one owner from brand new. Guy treated himself on his retirement to this 21 years ago, and it's been his pride and joy ever since. I've never come across a 20-year-old vehicle with one owner from new, but here it is. So, outside, the only thing really to mention is a dent on the bottom of the side loading door, and it does go into here. So we've got three options as I see. A new side loading door, but unfortunately it'd be very difficult to get a stripe matched, and it might look a bit out of sync for its year, or leave it as is. It's not that bad. Or I have had a quote for a professional body panel shop, and they've quoted me £400. It will take some time, but it'll be lovely. And that's to repair this panel, that panel. This swage line will be refitted and painted with exactly the same matching paint. So feel free. The price is as it stands, but if you want to have that done before delivery or collection, no problem. It's got the side awning, that all works. Incidentally, everything works. We've had a full habitation service carried out. Toilet works, a shower, cooker, fridge. Step at the back. All the bottoms of the doors are solid. On the rear, it's got a 2-bike Fiorma bike rack. The last chap took it off some years ago. As you can see, it's hardly been used. Completely spotless. And that just clips here under the blanks. Just put these out, there you go. That's an original blanks under here. So that's the, if you want to clip on. Rear tyres are in fantastic condition. One of the front tyres, I think this is just a little bit worn on one side. It's just an advisory on the MOT. But the front passenger side, a couple of months ago, was at a brand new MOT. So what I'm going to do is match that tyre up and put a brand new tyre on the driver's side, so you've got a pair of matching front tyres. And that'll just remove the advisory off the MOT. We'll have a look under the bonnet. And there we have the indestructible bomb-proof 2.5 direct injection. nicknamed affectionately the banana engine, so called because it looks like a bunch of bananas there, the inlet manifold. This is the non-turbo version, so again you won't be winning any races. You'll be able to cruise at 65-70 mile an hour. But the good news is that engine will have never been worked hard, no turbos been near it, it'll just go on forever. Antifreeze, that's your engine battery, and the last guy recently, last year, replaced and had a Halfords Professional leisure battery fitted. Incredible condition for the year. Again, all solid underneath the doors. On the inner door shuts. He's even gone to the trouble of fitting himself a little mat there underneath. It's all like new. Armrests. Five-speed manual. Clutch is lovely. Silky smooth gears. Cigarette lighter. No surprise, never been used since new. Fresh air and recirculating. The old original Ford 2007 RDS cassette player, if any of you can remember what a cassette is. Cup holder, heated seats. Now I drove this back 220 miles. I think from memory only one of the heated seats is working, so just assume that only one's working. 64,000 miles. Power steering. Electric windows. And that's about as good as the luxuries and goodies goes on this 21-year-old Transit. No sat nav, no air conditioning, no DPF, no common rail, nothing to go wrong. No engine management lights and electronic goodies. Good old-fashioned Freddie Flintstone mechanics, as I like to call them. Go into the passenger side. It's got a captain's swivel passenger seat, as demonstrated. We'll look at the paperwork shortly, and it's got the all-important job number from Autosleeper. Feel free to Google Autosleeper's number. They're at the same factory they've been for 50 years. Just quote F479. That's the build number. They'll verify that they built this when it was, as well as telling you any parts they can get for it, no problem. Walking into the side, look at the condition of that. Immaculate, time warp, some of the superlatives I'd actually use on this particular one. The original overfill carpets, or cushions rather. So this side sofa slides out. Also the rear passenger seat, which will have a 3-point seat belt there, and clips into the anchorage there. Just while I'm down there, I'll show you the slide out. So this can be made into 2 single beds. That slides forward with the use of the passenger seat. That'll slide right the way back to the dashboard, and that'll make over a 6-foot long bed at that side. the driver's seat goes forward. We're pitting one of these cushions from the top into the filling area here, and it sits on there. So that'll make 2 large single beds. So of course you just move the lever here, slide that out, and a very large comfortable double bed. Everything works, reading lights, roof lights. We've got fly nets, fly net to the side door. On all the other windows we've got fly nets and blackout blinds. The only thing I can say negative about the leisure area, cosmetically wise, is, as you can see here, it's got some cracks here. Totally waterproof, double skinned, double glazed, doesn't affect anything, but cosmetically you have got that. There is a company in Halifax, Eco Windows, we've used them before. We take this window, they measure it up and match one and make one to the same dimensions, so that can be arranged, but as it stands at the moment it's not catching any harm. I'm quite happy with that. We have replaced the buttons and the bezels. It's our thing at Mouse to House campers. We don't like things going out that are not quite cosmetically right. They do have a tendency after age to tarnish, so it's no big deal to fit new buttons and bezels, as we've duly done so. Typical Autosleeper quality. Look at the craftsmanship on that. Wow. He has even left the original Autosleeper crockery in it. A couple of glasses, original cups. I don't look like they're being used. How's about that? Wardrobe, so you've got your table there, the table leg, and then you can have it in that position or over there. You've got an aerial wire there if you wish to carry that out. Of course, TVs and aerials are a bit old-fashioned now. There's the hanger rail. This is the original place for a TV back in the day, if you can remember what a TV was. In motorhomes, that is, anyway. It's all downloads, iPad this and iPad that and BBC iPlayer. But back in the day, you can still access it, of course. TV aerial socket there and PowerPoint. Lovely matching cushions. We've got access to the gas cupboard there. Under sink cupboards. That's for the override for the gas. That's all switched on now. 3-way fridge. We've had that working and tested. It works on 12 volts as you're driving. Mains on your hook up at home or on a campsite, as well as on gas if you're wild camping. Very straightforward and easy to operate. Control panel, couldn't be any easier, on and off. So we just switch on for the leisure battery under the engine. That'll control the back on leisure. Tester for the water level and pump. You may be able to just hear it, and that's, look at how clean it is. Cold water, hot water. We have tested it, it's thoroughly working. So you're getting hot water on gas as well as mains. Just switch that off now, and that's switched off. 2-burner hob. I've not brought my gas lighter, but I can assure you that's working. I'll do some pictures to demonstrate. You might be able to hear the gas coming out there. Condition. Grill pan, oven. Yes, it will stand up to a fussy inspection, this vehicle. Rear curtains. That's your mains light, so that'll only work when you're plugged in on mains. Propex gas heating. So if you're wild camping, you just get the heating from there. That'll blow out nice and hot air. More storage. Right, let's have a look at the paperwork. Look at this, folks. One owner from brand new. So it's 1997 vintage, based on the Ford Transit 100 diesel long wheelbase. I know these vehicles inside out. I used to have a company called Valentine Van Hire. We had a fleet of these vehicles 20 years ago. So we know all the good points and the weak spots. MOT'd until February 2019. Right, well, we've got a couple of advisories. I've had this inspected by my garage rather. This was MOT'd by the last owner. My MOT inspector's opinion is the MOT inspector got out the bed the wrong way. However, let's go through them. So, offside front tyre, yes, I would agree, it's slightly deteriorated. So I'm going to put a brand spanking new tyre to match the passenger side. So you've got 2 new tyres. Both shock absorbers have got a slightly worn bush, as well as an anti-roll bar 2 bushes. Well, my guy's of opinion, well, he's been a bit harsh on that. So I'll get a quote to do those 2 bushes, or 4 bushes as it were, if you so wish. And the other one is rear number plate slightly deteriorated. Well, that's up to you. I can get a new number plate, or certainly get a new number plate and keep the original. I like to have things original, so I certainly won't be throwing out the original number plate. Every single MOT from brand new, even the old style ones. Full service history. So in the early days the guy was getting it stamped up as it were. Later on in its life he didn't get it stamped, but we've got the supplying invoices. I can't find the pages now, unless I'm on the wrong, I might be on the wrong book here. Ah, there we go. So yeah, we've got, it's on 64,000, so it's stamped up to 29,000, but of course we've got lots and lots of invoices and service history from here. I'm sure on the last couple of years, I'm sure there's a time, we've even got the old style original V5 logbook. There's a bill inside somewhere there. I'll find out and mention it. Oh, timing belt change. Again, these timing belts, you change them every 80,000 or 10 years, and even if it does snap. So there you go, there's an invoice, 58,000 miles. And, oh, 57,000 miles rather, it's just a coincidence, the invoice number is 58. That was another one at 57,000, full service, oil and filter, gasket, brake cleaner. I'll endeavour to find the invoice for the timing belt change. Lots of original Ford books. We've got the Autosleeper original manual and lots of service manuals for all the leisure facilities. So there you have it. I'll be happy to deliver this anywhere in the country before payment is asked for. If you're happy, all you ask is a lift to the nearest train station. If you're not, we'll part company. You're under no obligation. Feel free to ring up 7 days a week, 9 AM till 9 PM. I will even consider a part exchange, car, motorbike, motorhome or camper. all I ask. If you need to discuss a part exchange price, is just to pick up the phone. I don't engage in texts and emails back and forth. Certainly to initiate a conversation, no problem. But to have a conversation about your vehicle and my vehicle over long distances, I prefer to do the old-fashioned method. Pick up the phone and we'll have a conversation. So last recap, 1997 Ford Duetto Autosleeper, based on the 2.5 diesel chassis. It's MOT till February 2019. It's got full service history. Everything works, it wants for nothing. You've got your awning, you've got your bike rack. It's had a habitation check and service. I think the only accessory you could possibly get would be a clip-on TV aerial. I've never come across a vehicle this nice and 21 years old. The only thing open for discussion of different people is whether you could live with this dent here or wish to pay the £400 extra to have that remedied. Or maybe even a discussion. Maybe I'll be able to meet you halfway on the price of that if you was able to collect it, or you're local. Just pick up the phone and we'll see what we can do.